Hi, I'm Tisha,
Loren.
and this is the Open Booked podcast. Today, we are talking about Throne of Glass, the second in the Throne of Glass series, or first, depending on how you read it. Yeah, but first, what are you reading?
I just finished this book this morning, so I'm gonna start on Crown of Midnight, probably later today. And I'm still reading the same books as last week on my Kindle and in paper format because, some weeks life just kicks your ass.
Yep.
And I had one of those weeks. I have regressed, I think is the right term. I'd been getting my nails done and not picking my cuticles like a good girl. Unfortunately, I've regressed to the point that I'm bleeding in multiple areas. So, y'all with anxiety will get it. There was a point in my life I had to wear band-aids on all 10 fingers. I'm aware that that's a problem. We got through it and, had a rough week. So, I did not do much reading. Drowned and doom scrolled with TikTok. Maybe reading would have been healthier. I don't know. What about you?
Same. I am still reading on my Kindle, Psycho Fae, and I'm listening actually to Emily Henry's Beach Read because I've not ever read it, but yeah,
It's cute.
slow getting into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, though,
Yep.
I might have said this before. I love Emily Henry. I
Mm-hmm.
think she's got the sauce, the secret sauce, or whatever it is that she creates realistic, believable
Mm-hmm.
romances that like you can't help but be like a hopeless romantic when you're reading it because it's not like these fetched crazy stories. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the more we do this, the more I realize I'm kind of a mood reader.
Yeah.
And I think that when I just want, if I've read the most insane, crazy fantasy ever, I need an Emily Henry book after it. Like to bring me back down to life, Like the
Yeah.
guys are realistic. They
Mm-hmm.
do just normal things.
Mm-hmm.
A TikTok I saw. I didn't put this in the notes. I need to say it before I forget. Um, the these girls are like, apparently there's a ton of book talk girls whose significant others have issues with the kind of books they read. Which first and foremost, I think we've talked about this before. That's a issue. That's a them issue. That's not a you issue, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to work through their own insecurities if they're that worried about fictional characters creating a problem in your relationship. They're fictional.
Yeah.
Okay? But
Yeah.
first and foremost, the thing that draws women to these book boyfriends per se is not that they're
Mm-hmm.
6'4" with a donkey dong. It's that they're I mean, all of them. I mean, like the
Literally.
TikToks are like she had trouble holding it with both hands and people are like okay, that's not what's appealing to women. We laugh.
No.
We just laughed about this, okay? We are both
Yeah.
happily married with men who don't give a shit about what we read. So, I feel like we have a unique opinion on this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I can say, we don't care about that shit. It's Zayden washing Violet's hair. It is the loves. It's the I care about you. It's the thoughtful. Who did this to you? It's the shit that normal men can do. So, guys, instead of getting mad at your women, why don't you pick one up? Pick one up and give it a read. That's all.
Yeah. Or be like Christopher Tester on TikTok. I've seen nothing like that's been my entire TikTok feed all week. And he is so emotionally and emphatically and romantically reading all of the. So far, I've only seen him doing Rhysand's POV, but it is like all of these huge, long, like excerpts from obviously ACOTAR books, where he's just telling her how much he loves her, basically. And like to the point, he is having tears in his eyes. Like he is very emotionally invested in these, and he tells them with such just like grace almost. Yeah, like he is invested. He is going for it. but it's like the 500 years scene, and when he knew that she was his mate and he held onto that bond and he pulled it and kept her alive, but even once she died he knew that all seven of them were there to be able to bring her back to life, and it is top tier. Like he
Okay,
is
I need to check
so
this out.
invested in these, and it is so good.
Love it. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen that.
Be like Christopher Tester.
Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously, guys. Like, even if you don't like to read, just do some Googling. Like, what kind of books does she like? Who does she say her favorite book boyfriend is? If she says it's Cassian or Riddick and you're not funny, learn some jokes, okay?
Yeah.
Get fluent in
Find a sense of
sarcasm.
humor.
Yeah, find a sense of humor. If you aren't funny and her favorite book boyfriend is Riddick and naturally, and you, sorry, I don't think you guys are gonna make it.
No.
But you know, if she says it's Zayden, okay, man, hit the gym a little bit. You know,
Hmm.
say like, who did this to you? Start calling her love, okay? Wash your hair. I mean, we can help you. We can help you. Comment, send us messages. Who's your favorite book boyfriend? We will tell you what to do. Business idea.
Yes.
Matchmaking services based off of book boyfriends.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Now, I do fear that there are some people that do not know how to separate,
Yeah.
which is a them problem, but
Yeah.
yeah. Like, sometimes do we cry and act like they're real people? Yes. But at the end of the day, we absolutely can separate it. And I think
Yeah.
there are some people who can't, which is probably hard. I don't know how to deal with
Yeah.
that. You have to remember that the stuff isn't real.
Hmm.
And you can't compare fake people to real
Mm-mm.
people. Some people try to do that too. I did see
Yeah, that's not healthy.
a TikTok that was funny too, that she's crying in her bed and he goes, why are you crying? Or something like that. She's like, Resand would never. Resand would never. which is kind of funny, but probably true. Anyway, should we yap about some stuff?
Yeah.
The astronauts were finally rescued.
Finally.
Okay, can we talk about how long it I think we talked about this several times when it was like a big deal, like before Trump and Elon and all them were involved, just like
Yeah.
back at the prior administration, we were like, wait, why is it gonna be 2 years? I think they had said like 2026. And this is in 2024. Yeah. We're like, why is it so long? Like, people are up there all the time. I get it, but like, how did they get stuck there? I just couldn't comprehend all of it. And then
yeah, I still can't.
And then it comes out that Elon offered to get them down, and they told him no.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put whatever politics every side is on away and be like, why would you not save people? No matter who it is. Like, it doesn't matter. He's a SpaceX CEO. He has the resources. There has to be more to it than, you know, tinfoil hat on. There has to be more to it than what we know. Because I cannot, in my right mind, imagine saying no to saving two people for 8 months just for political reasons. Like, that makes no sense to me. There has to be more.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people like saying that it was like a money issue, like they didn't want to pay him to do it, and he's like, I never even set a price. Like, I just said I wanted to get American people home, back on American soil. Like, we never even named a price, so I don't know how anybody could argue that that was the problem because we didn't have the money. Clearly we do, and I never even said I wanted a dime for it. I just said I wanted to send my resources to go get them. Like,
yeah. Like I said, that makes no sense to me. But I am glad they're finally home. When they landed and the dolphins popped up by the pod, I thought that was so wholesome. I was like, what a welcome home. That is so cute.
Yeah. We need a book about that now.
Yes. The romance they bloomed up in the space station where there was one bed. I work with some people who are like, how do they have like Christmas hats and stuff up there? I saw pictures and all this. I'm like, because they think it's like a conspiracy theory that is there even a space station? Or they weren't really stuck. And I'm like, you know, this is my kind of conversation, but I don't necessarily think, I do think there's a space station. I don't think we've been to the moon, but I do think there's a space station. And they keep stuff there, like, because people are there year round from other countries. Like, somebody is on the International Space Station at all times. It's not manned. Yeah. But also, like, why is it there?
Exactly. What are we doing?
What are they researching space? Or
are they just watching shit?
Watching satellites? Watching hurricanes from up there? I think it... Okay, guys, don't cancel me for this. I think space stuff is such a fucking waste of money.
Yeah, because it doesn't add to anything.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some huge problems in our world that could be addressed before we try to go to Mars. I'm sorry, Elon, I love what you're doing with Doge. Like, save me taxpayer money. But why do we need to go to Mars? Like, why can't we just take care of what we got? Nothing's wrong with our Earth, okay? Like, we have a great planet. I mean, it's livable. Why can't we just, tweak things a little bit here and there instead of trying to go to Tatooine, okay?
Yeah.
Cancel me, please, because then maybe haters will make us famous. But I think we spend a lot of money on something that ain't gonna do nothing.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I would rather my tax money be a refund to moi, please, than go to space. Space Force, SpaceX, NASA, any of it.
All of it, yeah.
Okay, unless there's like some Independence Day shit we don't know about that they've saved us from. If that's the case, great, thanks. I take back what I said, but I doubt it. Cell phones have been too prominent. Somebody would have seen that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to talk about my newest addiction. And I think it's going to be a problem. Like, I might need to delete the app, a problem. Have you heard of Whatnot?
I think I've heard of it, but I've not downloaded it or done anything. Yeah, no.
Okay, so it is. I spent 8 hours yesterday watching. Yeah, live streams. Okay, so what it is it's like eBay, but people are live on camera, like you've seen the people on TikTok live selling stuff. It's like that, except they'll do the product and it's an auction. It starts at $1 and it goes for 30 seconds. So you have to be watching, you have to be paying attention. You set up your address and payment and everything before, like when you first log into the app. So then you can start bidding. I have found myself into the luxury handbag, used luxury handbag section of Whatnot. And there are some deals, man. I'm telling you, like, I saw, like, okay, I've always wanted a Louis Vuitton, I'll just say it, and I got my very first one. I've wanted one for like 20 years, guys. This isn't an exaggeration. I got my first one this week, and it's the highlight of my entire week. That's how bad I've had. I've had a really tough time at work, and just nothing's going right, and my bag is my light at the end of the tunnel that I got yesterday, and I'm very excited about it. But I do need the wallet for it. It was supposed to come with the wallet. They said, oh my gosh, we sold it on another platform. I didn't know. They gave me part of the money back. So it wasn't like I genuinely felt good about it. They gave me the refund, partly refund immediately. So that's why I got on Whatnot to look for the wallet because I had part of this refund. And I saw like a 1970s vintage Louis Vuitton still in the bag, perfect, not touched, nothing, sell for like $150. I'm like, what the actual fuck? I could buy some of it. Here I am, the millennial urge to turn everything into a business.
Yes.
I'm like, I could buy this and sell it on Facebook Marketplace for $1,000. Now, the thing I like about Whatnot is they only let certified stuff in. If you're a seller and you get busted selling something that's not authentic or doesn't come with a certificate of authenticity or anything like that, you're banned, you're done. Like, your livelihood's gone. So, every single thing is guaranteed real, because you have to worry about that. Especially when you're getting into like thousands of dollars of bags, which I don't want to ever. That's not me. I just wanted a Louis Vuitton and I want the matching wallet. Okay.
Yeah.
But I saw some crazy stuff. And so I'm thinking, like, I need to learn more about like what's rare, what's not, and like blah, blah, blah. So I'm 8 hours in watching all this. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to my Saturday? Literally, when I met with you, that was live streaming in my car. When I got out, met you, got back in my car, it stayed. The stream was going. I'm not even kidding. It's addictive. I had to stop myself today.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I'm learning a lot, and I'm going to get into the book section. Because today I thought about it. Wait, if I can get a Louis Vuitton for fucking couple $100, I bet I can get a book for $2. So now I'm like, should I do it and sell books? Go to Book Outlet, buy them real cheap. Or go to Whatnot, buy them real cheap, and then do an online boutique. I'm just saying, the ideas are flowing. Creative juices. Anyways, don't download it, guys. Or download it if you want to spend a lot of money. Don't hook up your credit card. Well, it's March Madness.
Yes.
Did you do a bracket?
No.
I did at work. And I'm not one of those girls that's like sports illiterate, okay? I know the different sports, I know the terms, I understand the games. Do I keep up with the day-to-day and the players? No. Do I keep up with anyone outside of the SEC? No. So, pretty much SEC teams and teams I knew and heard of. And if it wasn't an SEC team, I went with the colors I liked better, or the mascot I liked, which is the typical girly pop thing to do. And I'm winning. I won last year, too. Obviously, there's still a couple weeks, but last year I picked the Yukon because there was a husky as their logo, and I have a husky. And so I was like, Yukon for the dub, going on, and they did. So, anyways, I'm hoping, I picked Arkansas this year because I'm Delulu, and I live in Arkansas, and I'm a fan. And so far, both games, huge upsets. Both games winning. We are in the Sweet 16. No one. I'm seeing shit all over the internet like, what the actual fuck? Everyone is rooting for Arkansas. They're America's team right now because we're the underdog. No one expected us to go this far. They counted us out. They didn't even think we were going to make the tournament. So it's exciting to be an Arkansas fan. I'm sure they'll break our hearts on Thursday. But hey, this is far. This is good for us.
Yeah. I mean, having the... Who did he used to coach for?
Kentucky,
yeah. And I mean, they went so far so many times, so
yeah.
After their old coach, it's got to be some sort of luck for us.
Yep, for sure. But hey, I love any time I can, place some bets and get into something for a couple weeks and forget about it for a year.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, let's talk about some bookish thing. Wait. Okay, let's talk some famous political people things, and then we have a bookish thing I want to finish on. First, have you seen Hunter Biden's crazy videos? Okay, I don't know. See, this is what I don't know what's all true on the internet and what's not. People are saying he's reacting to Trump pulling his Secret Service. I guess he felt that, I don't know if everyone knows this, so I'll say it. If it's repetitive, sorry guys. But once you're president, or family of the president, for your entire life you have Secret Service because you put a target on your back being the leader of the greatest country in the world. So, yes, Hunter Biden would have Secret Service because his father was the president, right? So it's not normal for him to have Secret Service. The Clintons still have Secret Service, and he hasn't been president since the 90s. Bushes, all of them. They all have Secret Service still. And I guess Trump pulled his. Don't know why. I've seen both sides post crazy things. I don't know why it's pulled. But I don't know if that's what his reactions are. He is like, those videos when people are like, it's like nighttime. He looks cracked out. He looks insane. He's like, and I'm like, did somebody not like take that down? There's 3 videos at this point now. And I'm like, blink if you need help. Like, do you need to go to rehab? Isn't he known for like crack?
Yeah. That was part of all of his charges that he was facing last year, 2 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Those,
In Arkansas. Do you remember that? He was
yeah,
here.
with his
He
baby
was
mama.
he was literally here. Yeah, she was a stripper at somewhere he met here.
Yeah, wild. Why do people want to come to Arkansas?
Why
Meet
was he
strippers.
why was he here is what I want to know. Like meeting with
Probably
Walmart
hanging
or
out with the
something?
Clintons.
They don't even claim Arkansas anymore. They say that they're from New
They
York.
still have property though.
Yeah, I mean Little Rock probably. Because they
Hmm.
have the Clinton Library, Little Rock
Hmm.
area. But I'm pretty sure it was like up here. It was like
Yeah, it
it
had
was
to be
Benton
something with Walmart.
County but maybe the girl was from here or something. I
Hmm.
don't know, but I know he came to court in Northwest Arkansas. Because the day he was here, we were like, he probably flew into my backyard. Let's be real. He probably
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's just like on a drug induced thing or if this is like planned. I don't know, but it's a little weird that that stuff's on the internet and he is the child of a former president. That'd be like Chelsea Clinton doing something like that or even Ivanka Trump. I just don't think we've seen this kind of behavior from the child of an ex-president.
Mm-mm.
Um
Actually, we did from Obama's
his
daughters.
partying daughter twerking and shit. Is that what you're...
Yeah,
She was a teenager. He's a 40-year-old man. Right.
yeah.
I'm
You
pretty
would
sure
think
she
he knows better.
Yeah, I was pretty sure she was like either high school or college age. Like she was young.
Yeah.
But I just remember like people posting videos of her twerking. I'm like, oh my god, I bet he's fucking losing it.
Yeah.
But everyone knows kids will be kids, you know?
Yes.
Just hopefully not when they're 40. But we all know those kind of people. I have some in mind right now.
Same. Same.
Anyways, speaking of government shit, JFK, 80,000 documents. And a lot of it like wasn't new information. I don't think it confirmed the CIA did it, but it confirmed that he was worried about the CIA killing him. So that tells me they were involved.
Yeah.
Or people close to him were. The fact we found out a few weeks ago about the Cuba thing, which we talked about, for those of you who maybe didn't listen to that episode, they found out that, or JFK got asked about some plan that Congress wanted to do a fake terrorist attack on Miami, blame it on Cuba so that we could go to war with them. And JFK was against it, and then the week later he's shot. Also, we found out Lee Harvey Oswald was a terrible shot, documented terrible shot. So anyways, I still feel like people still have a lot of questions. And Trump was specifically asked who killed, and he didn't answer it. He talked around that shit. And he usually is pretty direct. Like him or not, he's usually direct. He talked around that shit. So I don't know if he knows.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't think it was Lee Harvey Oswald. I think he was just a scapegoat.
Yep.
And I think there was a lot more to it that we'll never know about. And from videos and stories, there's so much that we'll probably never be able to unravel. But I think it was definitely an inside job. And they just found the best scapegoat they could in the moment, and we're like, all right, it's him.
Yeah.
We're gonna bury him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe so. But you're right, we'll probably never know. Okay, last bit of yapping before we get into Throne of Glass. Colleen Hoover. Darlin. So I saw a TikTok, which I think we sent it to each other by accident, which I think we actually do that a lot. Where the girl had like videoed her screen of her stories before they went away. Because, you know, they're only 24 hours. And she's pretty much like talking about how she's broke. And her publisher put all of this stuff on sale. And it's way less than she paid for it. So go fucking buy it. Like, it's, to me, that was giving somebody on drugs.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it was
somebody who
weird.
took a pill or a gummy, or I don't know anything about any other drugs. So a spoon thing? I don't know, but it was something, some sort. That wasn't drunk to me either. I can
No.
tell when people are drunk. That was not drunk. That was something else. And could be a
Yeah.
mental episode. I don't know. Sis is probably going through a lot.
Yeah.
With this, It Ends With Us. You know she's all up in that shit. No matter
Mhm.
what, because she's a producer, so I'm sure. And I'm sure it's hurting her sales. Before we got into our second, or like the deep dive of Colleen Hoover that we did,
Mhm.
if you guys have been listening since the beginning, we
Mhm.
deep dived into Colleen Hoover to the point where we became non-fans when we were
Yeah.
stans.
Yeah.
Not saying non-fans. I don't want to say that because she still
Yeah.
does have several books that I really, really, really like, and I think you agree with. Reminders of Him, Ugly Love, It Ends With Us, It Starts With Us,
Yeah.
Verity, Layla. I mean, we're listing off several that are very good. Are there some that are not good in my opinion? Yes, but I'm sure somebody loves them, and that's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is, we talked ourselves out of being super stands
Yeah.
just by reading the books again. Book Talk already hated her. You and I had talked
Yeah.
about this. Book Talk already hated her. So many people are celebrating her downfall. You know she has to be seeing that shit. I am never going to celebrate anyone's downfall if they
Mm-mm.
aren't a complete and total piece of shit. Now, Diddy, I'm celebrating. Okay? Diddy, yes.
Amber
Epstein,
Heard,
Amber Heard, yes,
Casey
yes,
Anthony.
yes, yes. Casey Anthony, your downfall's coming, sis. If
Yeah.
it's your second one
Your
because
second one.
your
Yeah.
time's passed and people don't know who you are, but it'll come. Karma
Yeah.
always comes around. So yeah. Anyways, I don't want to celebrate anyone's downfall. People are, okay? People do
Yeah.
not like her. She is not well liked. She is well liked at first by new readers. I think she does a really good
Mhm.
job of writing entry level books. I don't mean that as a diss. I really don't. She gets
Yeah.
people into reading again. And I think we
Mhm.
can both speak to that.
Yeah.
And then once you read some more, you just your taste changes. You get more
Mhm.
book cultured.
Mhm.
Things develop and
Yeah.
grow. Your taste changes. And I think the people who are been readers for several years hate her.
Yeah.
So she sees that. She's dealing with legal drama. I'm sure her books aren't selling as good now.
Mhm.
So sis is probably going through it. And I hate that because I don't think it's her fault what happened.
No, but she didn't stand up for herself enough during the movie to tell Blake to kind of sit the fuck down and shut up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
your outfit choices are scaring the entire world and they don't make sense. Maybe you should, I don't know, read just an excerpt from the book. This will tell you you look like a psycho. And um she, I think, just got caught up in the world of Blake and Ryan, and she felt important and she felt special. And um they, I think, do a really good job of like love bombing people so that they feel those things. And then when you're kind of removed from that sphere, you realize, wow, I was really dumb. So
Yeah.
she's kind of on that tail end now, and she's like, wow, I believed a lot of shit that wasn't real.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think she's a small town girl that
Mm-hmm.
never experienced the big city luxury life. She's
Mm-mm.
very did not have that growing up, and maybe she got a taste of that and was like, "Wow, this is great. This is awesome. This is my hard work paying off," as she should. It is her
Mm-hmm.
hard work paying off. But when it all came to fruition and she backed up Blake publicly, I think that was the nail in her own coffin.
Yeah.
Because Book Talk's smarter than that, obviously. Everyone's on Justin's side. I haven't run into one single person on social media that is on her side. So no one's going to forget that she backed up Blake,
Yeah.
even if she took it down and deleted her socials for like 2 months. No one
Yeah.
forgets.
Mm-mm. The internet's forever.
Yep. So I hope it all works out for all of them because I think we're getting so off base with the point of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Brandon Sklinner keeps saying when he's asked about
Mm-hmm.
it is like, don't forget what we made the movie about, which
Yeah.
I'm sure is his media training talking. Did you see that he wore the same brooch Justin Baldoni did?
Mm-mm.
Um, so at the It Ends With Us premiere, you know, he's wearing that. Justin Baldoni had the pink suit with like the pink flowery brooch.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Sklinner wore it on the red carpet for. I think he's in another movie that's not 1923 and not The Housemaid. It's like in between, and it was at
Mm-hmm.
South by Southwest at
Oh
where,
yeah.
and he wore it there, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, that's like him showing support." I don't know that it necessarily is, but people, like I'm saying, the internet.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
put that shit together. But I feel bad for actors like him and maybe the young Lily and all of the other people, the young Atlas that are like involved in this and think, oh my god, it's Blake freaking Lively. Oh my god, it's Ryan Reynolds. And it's like they just got wrapped up in everything, being
Yeah.
young or first big experience. And I just think it's sad for all of them too.
Yeah.
Probably would
Yeah.
happen
Because
to
this
us
is
too.
this is gonna hurt their chances moving forward, just knowing that they were part of this. Whether they like tried to involve themselves or tried to step away from it. I'm sure young Lily, because she was like the night of the premiere, she was still working at her day job, I guess waiting
Mm-hmm.
tables or doing something like that. And she basically had to come and be dressed by Blake, according to Blake. And then they walked the red carpet. So it was like, this is a huge day in her life, and she's still just trying to be a normal person
Mm-hmm.
and pay her bills. For her to get caught up in this is really just crappy. It sucks.
Yeah. I hope people hiring her in the future will look past
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
because she's not all up in the middle of it. Now, if she gets drugged through it in court, who knows?
Yeah.
I do know for sure it's going to be Taylor Swift. They've already confirmed that Taylor Swift, Ryan Reynolds, I'm assuming the other main actors as well, but I know for a fact those two that weren't in the movie. And then the ex publicists.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's mainly just actors. So
Hmm.
it'll be
And Candace
interesting.
Owens.
And and Perez Hilton.
Yes. And this Be Well guy.
Be well. Dude, go off this Be Well guy. I'm his biggest fan now.
Yes.
Like the fact he has the lawsuit printed out and is like,
Hmm.
honestly, too, Candace Owens, guys. I saw a video about this. Whether you agree or disagree, girl doesn't lie. She
Hmm.
only states facts that can be proven. I don't know if she has a law degree or not, but I think she does because she's not scared. She is not scared by that. So I'm assuming she has a law degree. I would never want to argue with her
Hmm.
about anything.
No.
I don't care if I'm 110% sure I'm right. Candace, I do not want to fight with you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I do not want to fight with you. Anyways, should we talk about this book?
Yeah.
See, she's very unenthusiastic, friends. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if she really wants to talk about it. Okay, we'll start by saying this. Spoiler alert for Throne of Glass
Yes.
and Assassin's Blade. Books 1 or 3.
1 and 2. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Those 2 books in Throne of Glass series. We're gonna spoil both of them probably. Fair warning. If you haven't read them, go away and come back later. Tell us how you really feel.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. It's not making me feel anything. So I'm just like, meh. I'm not invested. I can't.
It hasn't hooked you yet.
No, and I'm scared because it's like I'm about to be the 3rd book in, and they just keep getting bigger. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it better not be the slowest of slow burns, because
I've
if
heard
I
it
don't
is.
get anything until like book 5 or 6, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, so are you saying there's not enough fucking for you? Is that what's coming out of your mouth?
Not even that. Just like it's too much detail on some of this shit. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay. I see. I don't like completely disagree with you on the hook piece, but I
Mhm,
am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I like the story. I can tell it's really building up. I'll say
mhm.
that. I can tell it's building up. Um, I'm still heartbroken about Sam,
Yeah, same.
but I love the prince.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out who she ends up with because right now we
Exactly.
got a little love triangle going on. And please don't give me a fucking front blooded ass situation, okay? I need one man. I need one man to step up.
Literally, the first note I took on it was, is she gonna fall in love with, is it Kale?
Kale,
Like
that's what I call him.
the narrator says Kale. I'm
Uh
like,
huh. It doesn't
I feel
spell. It's
like
not
people
spelled
just
like
say
that.
Kale or Cole even, or Dorian or both.
Yeah. Is this a why choose? Because that's not very SJM. Um. So,
Yeah,
anyways, yes, but I agree. I think it's not hooked me as much as her other books. It's what I'll say
yeah.
because if you don't know this already, guys, we have already covered Akatar. We have
Hmm.
not covered Crescent City, but we have both read it. So that's something we'll
Hmm.
talk about later if we want to reread those giant I can't talk.
Gigantic or gargantuan?
Gargantuan books and cover them on the pod, or if we're just gonna let them ride. They're very popular. We probably should cover them. Maybe when the fourth book's announced or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
But anyways, so we are very, very familiar with SJM, I would say. So this is different. This is different than the other two. I'm taking into mind she started writing these at like 15, which would explain
Yeah,
the very young FMC and the no sex. I mean,
hmm,
I think both of those things
yeah.
make sense. Now, as she gets to be 16, 17, 18, she's probably starting to, think about those other things. So I'm assuming the burn will age with her.
Hmm.
But as far as the characters, I like the characters.
Yeah,
I really, really like Selena, which I usually don't like.
yeah.
I usually don't like female main characters. I usually find something about them. I like her. I like her.
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah.
Okay.
She's pretty good.
Dorian the best. I doubt she ends up with him, but it
Yeah,
would be really romantic if he just said, fuck you, killed his dad, and then they got married.
yeah,
He loves her. That's
for
clear.
sure.
He's not even
Yeah,
womanizing anymore.
yeah,
Um, so he loves her. Ko loves her but doesn't know how to love, I don't think. He
yeah,
knows how to
yeah,
run when he has those feelings. So, literally.
yeah.
Um, okay, so we talked through the characters a little bit. Let's go through some other questions. How do you think that the relationships developed throughout this book? Okay, we'll start by saying I am glad we read Assassin's Blade first because I feel like if we read this without that, we would be like, wait, what minds? What random girl did she meet? I thank you to everyone who told us to read it
Yeah,
first. We were confused, but now I see why. Makes sense. I'm glad we did. That
yeah.
being said,
Because I can't imagine just jumping right into this and being like, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
she makes
Did she
so many
drink this?
references. She makes so many
Yeah,
references about Arabin being an assassin, Sam, Ansel lady. Like she makes the Red Desert and all this shit,
yeah,
and it would make
yeah,
no sense if we didn't read that. So I'm really
yeah,
glad we did.
yeah. Me
But
too.
what do you think about the relationship development? Obviously, we catch her at the very beginning of the salt mine to the end being the king's assassin. So what do you think of the development throughout?
She grows a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like she figures out how to have a friend. Like she figures out growing those kinds of relationships, and she's definitely trying to kind of figure out what a relationship with either Dorian or Kale might look like and how to kind of let them know that she cares about them and has some emotions because she's this assassin and they know that, but a lot of people around them don't. So she's like trying to be this strong woman, but also be kind of feminine and act like a woman and just not really know her place. So
Yeah.
it's messy.
It's messy, and to be 18 years old, sis has already seen
Mhm.
and done so much. I
Yeah.
will say I want to talk more about development of the other characters surrounding her, because
Hmm.
what you said, everything about her, 100%. I think that it says a lot to her character to not let the year in the salt mines like wreck her,
Hmm.
because I think a week of that would wreck me. So
Yeah.
I think it speaks a lot to her will, to where she's still very sarcastic. The banter and everything's really good, especially with her and the guard Kale, like the
Yeah.
elbowing each other and stuff. Like you think that he's always mad at her and stuff, but I think that's part of what I want to talk about. The beginning, they all want to hate her. They think she's
Yeah.
like this deadly assassin, but then they get to know her and they're like, she's literally just a girl. She's
Literally.
literally just a girl. But she just so happened to be found by somebody and taken in as like a ward, is how I want to
Hmm.
describe it, because she didn't have a choice. Like she
Yeah.
said at the end of this book, 4 years and I'm free. In her
Yeah.
mind, she's never been free in her entire life.
Yeah.
And no matter what, she's willing to not have a relationship with someone she's very attracted to
Hmm.
in order to keep her eye on the prize of being a free woman. So respect that, but also all the other guards around her, like how they end up calling her by her name, saying she looks nice, and like
Hmm.
everyone around her ends up like, I don't want to say under her spell, but realizing like she's not all that everyone talked about. Like
Yeah.
she's actually a nice, funny, smart, loves to read, candy, like all of that.
Yeah.
She's just a girl, and I
Just a
think that
girl.
was cool for them to see that. I liked
Yeah.
that the most in this book, was everyone
Yeah.
else realizing that side of her.
Yeah. That's good.
What do you think about the world building, how she does it here? I think it's different than the other two books.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a lot easier to follow, similar to Rebecca Yaros's style.
Yeah.
Um, so it kind of confuses me how she went from this to what we
Crescent City.
saw in Crescent City and Akatar, even. Like, it's just different. So I don't know if she got feedback that was maybe negative on this world building and she was like, let me change it up, but go back to this. I prefer
Yeah.
this.
Or she like wanted to do something completely different, like wanted to go more
Hmm.
higher fantasy. Also, I'm going to say this real quick too, guys. If you haven't read Akatar or Crescent City, you may not want to listen to this either, because we may make some comments that are a little spoilery.
Yeah.
Maybe not like full blown say what it is, but I'm gonna be theorizing how they connect, okay? Fair warning, we'll say that next time too, because I think every
Yeah,
week we're probably gonna bring this stuff back up.
for sure.
I want to talk about some of the things that I was like, huh, I know they're all connected. And I know that
Hmm.
in this somehow they figure that out. I don't know that we have any like Crescent City style cameos,
Crossover. Yeah.
crossover like we got in the third, which was amazing. The nest ad,
Loved
all of
it.
that, loved it so much. So know that we have any of that. I don't think we do, because those books came out a lot later, I think, than these books. But
Yeah.
I do know they're interconnected, SJM verse, or however people say it. The things I want to talk about are Queen Elena, how she's like the ghostly. She has a crown of stars. The
Hmm.
gown that Selena, Lillian, Alinda, or whatever is giving.
Yeah.
She has three names now. I think she
Yeah.
ends up just going by Aelin, because I've seen a lot of TikToks of Team Aelin and shit like that. So I think she ends
Yeah.
up going by Aelin later. I could be wrong, but um anyways, I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. She wears a dress they said looks like Starfall. Okay,
Mhm.
guitar friends.
Yeah.
It's giving Night Court, okay?
Yeah.
And then Crescent City has a lot of references to the stars and shit like
Yeah.
that as well. So I'm like, okay, SJM is obviously astrology nerd. Love that. I like to look at constellations too. But I don't know how. I'm just taking note of those things because I do think that's purposeful. I don't think that's an oversight. I think that's intentional.
For sure.
But also, I told Tisha this before we started recording. JM likes some things. She likes to say smiles that don't reach the eyes. We got that in ACOTAR, Crescent City, and we getting it in Throne of Glass too. Yeah. I don't hate it. I'm just noticing patterns. Yeah. Also, you know ACOTAR, the whole thing, well, the 5th book particularly, like calls to like. We got a magic calls to magic in this book. Taking note. She also mentioned a cauldron, not as a being, but as he stirred the cauldron, or he was off stirring some cauldron somewhere. What if this king ends up being bad King of Hybern? Guys,
that would be wild.
If we nailed it, we don't know. We're making it up. Don't attack us. We haven't read the rest of the books.
Nope.
But I'm just thinking like that. I'm just listening for comparisons because they have to. We know they connect, and I just want to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your favorite part of the book?
I think when she goes to the party or ball or whatever it is. Yeah.
And dances the night away.
Yeah.
Yeah. How the guys were both like, fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
She's really set it up as a love triangle though, because it was like Dorian was immediately gonna go to her and then Chaol got her first. Like, such a love triangle setup.
Yeah. Yeah. I also like when she is exploring, she finds the hidden entrance and she goes exploring through those. That was kind of an inkling to what might come next, or it was really kind of a turning point where she's like, okay, I have a purpose here, and it's going to be finding out what's happening down here, what's killing all these other assassins who should be good at keeping themselves alive, and they're apparently not. So
yeah, I agree. I think that was a good character development moment where we're like, okay, she's really in it for the long haul for freedom. Her freedom, she doesn't want to spend her life running. She had the opportunity to run away right then. She could have gone back to her room, got some supplies, gone back, and she could have done it every night since. Yeah. And she didn't. So that just shows she was in it. She's committed, she's loyal. She's not just going to run away from her problems, which I think is a good quality in a main character in general. Yeah. So probably the moment that made me actually giggle was the candy. I think I briefly mentioned it, how he gave her the candy and then her teeth were all, and everyone just thought it was funny. But I kind of thought of it in a more sad, sinister way. When was the last time she probably had candy before that? Do you think a child training to be an assassin was regularly given candy? Once she got her own apartment with Sam is probably when she more likely was getting, but she was so focused on training and she was she probably never treated herself to candy. I mean, we know she likes the finer things in life. She talks about her perfumes and makeups and gowns and or how she dressed. She was a designer brand girly, but at the same time, she probably just never went to the candy store and got candy. That was just such a small thing for him to do for her, and obviously was huge. So, again, sweet. Boys, we're talking about book boyfriends. Yes, he's a prince, but what did we think was cool? He gave her candy on Christmas.
He thought about her and what she likes. About her.
And then he gave her a puppy. Guys, take notes.
Yes.
So,
yeah. He expected her to share the candy, which was dumb.
No, she ate it all.
Yeah. Wasn't that 3 pounds? She's like, and?
Yeah. You gave it to me.
I wanted some. Well, you didn't say that.
I think she ate a lot of it and then they spilled it after that. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, overall, it was a setup, obviously, for her
Mhm.
being the king's assassin. I'm just champion. I'm wondering how that's gonna look. So we'll find out, I'm sure, in the next book. She just signed the contract. Also wondering, she cut Dorian off. Is that for good, or she run into K-Hell, whatever,
Kale.
K-All now? Or is this gonna continue to be a love triangle? Like, yeah, I have a lot of questions. Like, and is
Hmm.
that Sinister Force the one that Elena was talking about? I don't think it is. I think there's something else going on besides
Yeah.
that. I mean, obviously we know the king knows about the power marks or whatever, and that one Duke or dumbass old fuck.
Yeah.
What was his name? Harrington or something like that?
Yeah. I think so.
Um, they actually know about all the magic, and we're
Hmm.
assuming that Selena has magic. Magic calls to magic. So we know. Also, I have tons of questions about her parents.
Yeah.
I think she has to be royalty. She has to be a part Fae. They talk about the Fae. Is the Fae that are dead now? Is this so much in the future? Or do they come
Yeah.
back? Are they in another world? They've already talked about multiple worlds. So I feel like this book opened way more questions for me than answered,
Oh, yeah.
which was the point, I'm sure.
Yeah. Which is very much like her, I think.
Yes, it is.
Just
The queen.
throws all these things at you and then is like, okay, let me kind of tie these in. Let me make it make sense later on.
Yep. Oh, everyone was expecting an announcement from her for ACOTAR 6 last week. Didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I hope it's soon because
Yeah.
I've been feeling, especially after watching all these Christopher Tester videos. I need a reread.
Yeah. Also, I put on a note to ask you, was he reading that book that a fan wrote that was all of ACOTAR and Rhysand's point of view? Have you seen that purple book? It's
Well, I've seen
really
it,
hard to
but
find.
yeah, I don't think it was because
Thought
he
about buying
specifically
it.
says like Wings of Ruin and Court of Mist and Fury and yeah.
Um, yeah. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Keep
Because
on
when
keeping
was the
on.
last one put out?
I don't know. When was 2021?
It's been a
Been
long
a
time
while.
ago.
Yeah. When was Kingdom of Ash? Kingdom of Ash was 2018. So Throne of Glass has been complete since 2018.
Damn.
Crescent City, the third one just came out like last year or 2023, the end of 2023. So she hasn't released a book in over a year.
Sarah J Maas was still really young,
She
but
is
I mean,
very
she's
young.
39.
Hmm.
I thought she was like 25.
Yeah, she looks great. She's
Yeah,
beautiful. I'm like, shit, I hope I look like that.
same. I think I sent it to you. That girl, I'll have to find her video and send it to you, but she does the like people I do not want book recommendations from, or like things I do as a reader that don't make no damn sense. She's like giving a full book report to my friends who don't read. I know they don't give a shit, but I'm gonna tell them.
Yeah, I need to get it out.
She was like, don't ever look up your favorite narrators or favorite authors because what do you mean she looks like this?
Teddy Hamilton looks like, or Aiden Snow.
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, don't do it. Just don't.
Nope. When I just googled this when Kingdom of Ash was out, apparently Sarah J Maas was temporarily boycotted in 2016 because she did not adequately represent the diversity of the world we live in. This is a fantasy book. It's a made-up world in her head. It's
tell me
fantasy.
tell me you're looking for something to be mad about without telling me.
Yeah. Oh, Chapel Roan's getting canceled right now too.
Again.
Why? What? But like, not by conservative people. She's getting canceled by her own people because she
Drag
said,
queens?
yeah, like because she said that her guilty pleasure like listening when she's home and on back roads is Jason Aldean. Okay, she grew up in the country. Like, that's not abnormal. Everyone grew up listening to Jason Aldean. My class song was Tattoos on This Town by Jason Aldean, and we're from 2 hours where she's from, so it's not abnormal. I think we need to stop normalizing canceling people because you disagree with them. I just think that needs to stop.
We just need to all find our own problems because these people clearly don't have enough real life problems that they're making shit up. Like,
Yeah.
making shit up to be mad about. Just stop.
Time to be mad about stuff that doesn't affect me. Like, we may yap about it on here, but I'm going to forget about it in 5 minutes and not let it affect my life. So, if you can't do that, I feel sorry for you and you need to figure that out. That's a you problem.
Literally.
Period. Should we end on that note?
Yeah. So next week we'll be covering Crown of Midnight.
It's about the same size. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's not too bad.
We're getting into the big ones after the next one.
Luckily, I'm listening and it's not that bad, but...
Right. It's different that way.
Yeah. I did have to get the book out, though, because I was like, okay, she keeps saying kale. How is this spelled? I was like, okay. Kale.
It's spelled like coal, like charcoal.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Okay. So yeah, go follow our socials. Leave us a comment if we're on the right track or if we just make shit up.
Probably both.
Probably a combination. Tell us if you've been dragged into the whatnot rabbit hole.
Oh my god.
Or if you read all of the JFK docs and you found something that's actually interesting and new information, because I skimmed over lots of articles that said, here's what we learned or here's what we know. It was nothing. None of those articles had any good, juicy information. And I need some juicy information other than Lee Harvey Oswald was a piss poor shot when he tried out for the USSR.
Yeah, and that JFK was worried that the CIA was after him or something.
Yeah, we knew this. Thanks.
Let's get some deets. Who pulled the trigger?
Yeah. So leave us some comments and join us next week if you've read Crown of Midnight and the others in the series. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.